Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. I always have to do it every single time. It's got to be done. It has to be done. This one, we're going to be doing another Walking Dead Season 7 discussion topic video. We're going to be comparing the two biggest villains in The Walking Dead, Negan versus the Governor. Alright, so this is a fun comparison to do, and I definitely wanted to give my thoughts on it again because, of course, now we actually get to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan in the television series as Negan. So we're getting to see our television series version of Negan, and this won't be the end of the comparisons because up until now, the Governor is the biggest villain in the Walking Dead television series. In the comic book series, it's quite clear Negan has been in more issues now, so he's a bigger villain. He's been involved in more kind of battles, war, fights, and all kinds of character development and different things happening with him, versus the Governor was a lot more, I almost want to say, one-dimensional compared to Negan in the comic book series. In the TV series, I still would have to say, because we're just getting to meet Negan now, but we're getting to see how big of a threat that he is in the TV series with the Saviors at the end of Season 6. Still, though, it makes sense to compare. There was a time when, for me as a viewer, as a fan of both the comic book series and the TV series, I thought that the Governor was going to be the big Walking Dead villain. I did not think that Kirkman was going to come up with another villain that was going to be able to surpass him. And even after the prison story arc in that, when we see the Governor defeated, we meet the Hunters, we meet some other villains here and there. Still, when Negan was first introduced in the comic book series, and even the TV series now for new viewers, we didn't get a sense of how important the character is to the story and how central he is and how interesting he is. I mean, right now, the last issue of the Walking Dead comic book series, 156, the issue is a Negan issue, and it's awesome. It's really fun to read. I mean, he is just quite a fun character that Kirkman has created with Negan, and I gotta say that I enjoy reading him a lot more than the Governor. I like the Governor because he's got, he's evil. He's evil 100% through and through, you'd have to say, with regards to people that are not part of his group. He protects people that are part of his group, but anybody outside of that, he will do absolutely anything to either take their stuff, kill them, do whatever he wants to do if it's within his benefit. He's more, I want to say he's just more evil because he's evil, right? Like self-evident that he's evil. Negan is more, I almost feel like Negan is more diverse because, of course, Negan has kind of the comedic side of him too. He seems to enjoy, he's sadistic too. The Governor can be a little bit sadistic, but Negan is, he's definitely not an easy character to explain because there's so many facets to him in the comic book series, and we're just getting started to see it in the television series. He is a bad guy, he is a villain, but at the same time, you kind of get a sense that you can see why he's doing what he's doing. And in the comic book series, it looks like Kirkman might be taking him in a very interesting direction right now that I won't spoil. I'll keep it for the Whisperers War predictions, which I'll do probably tomorrow or the next day. But just such a great character. Some people are comparing him to Vegeta from Dragon Ball, and I like that comparison. I think it's a good one. So we'll touch more on that in that video, which is more based on the comic book series. But we got some great questions here, and I wanted to give my thoughts on them. Aquilix said, "Hey Trev, I'm hoping you get this because I've sent countless amounts of questions that may not have made their way to you, but everyone says Negan is worse than the Governor, right? I disagree to that due to the fact that Negan is against, harming women in any way whatsoever. And Negan isn't really, we go in, get your guns, get the tank, kill them all type deal. I'd just like to hear your thoughts on this, and hopefully you can branch off it for me. Love the videos and keep up the great work." So Aquilix. So thanks for all your questions, man. It's just that, if you ask questions during The Walking Dead being on, there's so many more questions. Now, this time of the year, if you have any questions, guys, send them to me. This is the best time of the year for your chances are best right now that I'll use them in the video. And it's a great question. So it depends on what you mean by worse and the semantics of it. Like, the Governor versus Negan, who would win? Saviors versus Woodbury. The Saviors got their asses, obviously. They got their asses. There's no question Negan would beat the Governor. If it was in a fist fight, Negan would beat the Governor. If it was with hand-to-hand weapons, give the governor, I don't know, a knife or a sword or something, Negan's going to beat him. Firearm type deal, maybe, but the governor has like one eye at the end. So I still, almost any which way, I'm rooting for Negan. I think Negan's got the governor beat. So, but in terms of like as a bad guy who's more evil, you can probably say the governor is more evil because he's just going to kill you and take your shit. At least with Negan, he's going to be like, I don't want to kill you because I want to employ you. I'm the boss. You're gonna work for me, man. It's what it is. So now, if you screw around, I might have to kill you. We got rules, this kind of deal. Might burn your face and stuff like that. If you try to rape somebody, I might attack you and beat you up or something. And I wouldn't. One thing to what you said there, I wouldn't say he's 100% against harming women. Like no matter what. I mean, I think they have to follow his rules too. He's probably more lenient on women, but we haven't seen anything in particular that would put us in a state where he would never harm a woman. If it goes to war, he probably would. But at the same time, yeah, I think based on what you're saying, the governor is probably more evil than Negan because he'll just straight up kill you. And the TV series version, I did that video on what Rick would do if the tables were turned, and Rick was like the governor, kill them all, right? Where Negan, luckily in the TV series version, he's not going to kill them all. He might kill one or two, teach them a lesson, but he's not going to kill absolutely all of them. And in the zombie apocalypse, that's not all that bad, killing one out of a group of a dozen or however many it is. Not bad, man. So, yeah, you're probably right with regards to that. Mick O'Reilly says, Q and A, Trev, do you think Jeffrey Dean Morgan will eventually become a better villain than David Morrisseys The Governor? So this question, this was a hard one for me. This is an emotional question because I got the figure right there. I still have him, and I loved David Morrisseys Governor, man. He was better. Same with Shane. I went into Shane, right? People listen to kind of Trevor went into Shane again. Yeah, this is what it is. I love David Morrisseys Governor in the Walking Dead television series. He was awesome. Same with John Bernthal Shane. And now we're getting to see a new one with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. It's too early to tell if he's going to become better than David Morrisseys The Governor. But if all signs would point to, yeah, he probably will. I mean, he's a great actor, and people did correct me. I was a little upset in the Henry Rollins video where I said, if they base the character off of him, they should pick him. But people brought up a good point. Well, just because they base the design of the character off of him, maybe a little bit of his personality too. If you want to get a good actor, maybe you'd go with a more experienced actor who's maybe younger, will be with the show longer, this kind of deal. So yeah, you're right. That's a good rebuttal, and I do agree with you. Maybe you'd want to pick a better actor, and maybe they felt like Jeffrey Dean Morgan is a better actor than Henry Rollins, which is why they went with him. Of course, he can do the comedian type parts. He's got the smile. He's a great choice for Negan too, for sure. So I think he should, but I have difficulty emotionally saying it because I thought David Morrisseys The Governor was incredible, and I actually like David Morrissey a lot as an actor. I've seen some of his other stuff that he's been in and stuff, and he's great, man. He did a great job, and I love season 3 to get to see him and everything. It was quite the fanboy moment for me in season 3. We got to see Woodbury and the Governor for the first time after being so excited after reading the comics and couldn't wait to see him. So I think what you're saying is true, that eventually Negan should surpass him. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's performance should surpass him, but we got a lot to see from JDM. We got to see some of the comedic side. We got to see a lot of those things that we just haven't seen yet. He just got here, so in the finale, so we're not quite there yet. So those are my thoughts on Negan versus the Governor. We'll do a few more Q&A questions. Guys, write your comments below, though. From the comic book series, from the TV series, which one do you prefer? Are there some of you that still prefer the Governor and liked him better as a villain? Or are there some of you who, who just love Negan in the comic book series or TV series? Write your comments below. Let me hear what you guys think, because I want to hear what you think about that. That's an interesting one with regards to who's the best Walking Dead villain. I think at this point it's easy to say Negan, but you guys write yours below. Maybe you like somebody else better. Who knows? Maybe some of you like Dawn from the TV series. Maybe, probably not. Probably not. D-Man 1954 says, do you miss World Patriot? No. No, I don't. Okay, maybe a little. No. No, I don't. No. I mean, there's going to be, it's what it is. There's going to be trolls in there, is what it is. People online. I've had some people message me and stuff, getting sensitive and stuff about some of the stuff that was said to them by other trolls. Guys, this is the internet. People gonna troll. You just have to do what you got to do. If you're here to watch the videos, if you're here to enjoy, try to stay positive, ignore the trolls. People are going to troll. It is what it is. Next one's from Zasman at Reviews, and he says, "Hey Trev, here to bring you another question." I see what you did there. That was nice. My question is, are you going to review The Walking Dead Volume 26, Call to Arms, when it comes out on September 26th? Thanks, and keep up the amazing videos. By the way, will you be reviewing Fear the Walking Dead Season 2 SDCC trailer this year too in 2 weeks? Well, I'm not so sure if they're going to have one. We'll have to see if they do like a second half trailer. Maybe they will, because they'll probably have a panel for Fear the Walking Dead as well. And if they do release one, I'll give my review on it. Yeah, but definitely the regular Walking Dead kind of trounces Fear the Walking Dead. I mean, I enjoy seeing Fear the Walking Dead during the off season, and I'm waiting for it to come back in August. But the closer we get to the real Walking Dead date, man, I just get more excited. And for your first question, yeah, I'm going to be reviewing Volume 26 as well as I have every other volume. So, yeah, pretty much going forward, you can pretty much guarantee you don't have to wonder. I'll basically be doing a review of every Walking Dead issue of The Walking Dead and the trades probably until the end of the series, whenever that is. If it's 10 years from now, if it's 20 years from now, I'm in it for the long haul. So I'm here. It's my favorite series of all time. I love it. And, yeah, we're going to do it for sure. Absolutely. TV series, too. Unless something happens to me or something like that. Hopefully it won't. Next one's from Latina, and she says, "Hey Trev, I love your videos and have a random question. I'm sure some people are curious about, how did you and your wife meet?" So me and Jess met when we were in college, 11 years ago now, or 12 years ago now, something like that. And yeah, no, it's been great ever since, you know. So it's college. All the chickadees ask questions like this. It's obviously a girly question. Emotional, you know, relationship-based questions. It's all girls, right? It's all girls. No guys ever asked me that question in 6 years. So there it is. So, and we actually went to see The Walking Dead Episode 1 together, Season 1. When it premiered, she watched it with me. We went to a Halloween party, and I got to see it at a Halloween party. And, oh man, it's just great. And, yeah, my love for the Walking Dead television series began. I already liked the comic series at that point. So anyway, next one's from Dwight. He says, "Hey there, Trev. I had a question for your Q&A that hopefully you can answer. I was wondering, which version of Dwight do you prefer, the comic book version or the television series version? In your recent Q&A, you said that you hope Dwight is killed off in Season 7, so it sounds like you do not like the television series version very much. I personally prefer the comic book version just because of the storyline he goes through, and the TV series is quite a bit different from that. Hope you can talk about it in your Q&A. Love your videos, man. Keep it up." Well, as my take on it has always been for you, role player Dwight, because he's got a picture of Dwight in his thing. The TV series version. I would say that I like the comic book series version better, but I feel like that's because the comic book series version is like Daryl, sort of. At least he looks like Daryl recently after the time skip and stuff. So I feel like they're the same, and it's kind of a fan theory I have that I've kind of come up with on my own, is that I believe that Daryl is going to replace Dwight as the Walking Dead TV series version of Dwight. So I feel like he's going to replace him. You know, I feel like he is. But I could be wrong in that, and as a result, I like the comic book series version better because I feel like he is Daryl almost, sort of. So that's kind of where I go with that. But if he isn't, we'll have to see the future and what happens with him. Then maybe that will change, but right now I would say I prefer the comic book series version. Dwight in the TV series is a great villain. He's easy to hate. He's easy to dislike because of what goes on with him and Daryl. So it's pretty simple. You know, I don't like the television series version of Dwight because I'm not supposed to. We're not really supposed to. He's a villain. You know, it's what it is. Some villains are relatable. Others are not so much. He's not so much because he turns on Daryl and everything when he trusts him and all that. Yeah, so it is what it is. We'll do a couple more. Next one's also from Zasmanreviews. He says, my question is, Walking Dead Season 7, when do you think we'll see Ezekiel and the Kingdom? I think it's going to be the first couple episodes, probably like Episode 2, Episode 3. I'd be surprised if we saw it in the premiere, but you never know. They could do an extended premiere, and it could make sense. And the last one will be from Mick, Reilly, and he says, Trev, do you think The Walking Dead will ever get repetitive, and do you think people will ever get bored of it? I think as long as they don't veer too far away from the comics, it will stay fresh and amazing, but I sure hope it doesn't get canceled anytime soon. I hope it's around for at least another 10 seasons. Smiley face, smiley face. So a great question from Mick, and it looks like all signs point that it'll probably be around for at least another 5 or 10 seasons, but you never know, and it's not easy for them to do the show. It does require a lot of commitment from everybody there, of course, and people get old over time. Over 10 seasons, 5 seasons, people start getting old, actors start to deciding, actresses decide maybe they've had enough of doing it. The production crew eventually does too. And who knows if maybe Kirkman will ever get tired of doing it. I don't know. I hope not, and I hope that he sticks with it for his career no matter what. Because there are some other, there's lots of other stories, like Berserk is a good example, where the artist Miura, he goes tons of time without. Sometimes it'll go 6 months. He won't release like a chapter of the Berserk manga, and he goes on these hiatuses and he doesn't release shit forever. So luckily for us, Kirkman is awesome, and he doesn't do that shit because he could, and then we'd be like sitting there like twiddling our thumbs, like when's the next Walking Dead issue gonna come out? It's like 6 months. It's like, oh shit, So hopefully that never happens. But I don't think it will ever get repetitive. I think Kirkman really is an incredible writer. I think he's as good as people think he is. If you read Invincible too, like I read Invincible, I love it, man. I mean, I really do think he's one of the best writers alive right now in comics for sure. For me, of course, you guys know how big a fan I am. He'd be number one for me for comics right now. There's some other great writers out there, of course there always is. But for me, Kirkman is my favorite. And I don't really think it ever will get that repetitive. The TV series has already come down a little bit, but a lot of people blame that on Fear the Walking Dead, creating more Walking Dead and causing it to kind of fizzle out a little bit. But I think at least for a few years, we should be pretty much set in that The Walking Dead will be a mainstay. AMC relies on it, and they want to do more. They don't want to do less. So right now, it's growing, more. Eventually, it may peak, and then it'll go down the other way. I hope it doesn't, mountain like that. I hope it just keeps going and keeps adding more fans over the years. So we'll see what happens. But my simple answer for you is I don't think it will. I think it's successful enough that it will continue. And that'll be it for today's Q&A, guys. If you have any other questions, send them to me for maybe tomorrow. We'll do the Whisperers War predictions pretty soon. If you like the video, please don't forget to thumb it up, share a favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, please subscribe at the bottom left. I'll see you guys again soon. So this is Trev. I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.
You better subscribe.